This was a heated argument between Abby and Scott on who decides if America should go to war.
No.
Congress or the president? Please let us know your point of view.
Scott, no. It's actually the Congress.
When you're asking if we're being invaded.
I'm asking.
You want to call Congress and see if we're being invaded?
I'm asking a basic constitutional
We'll be taken over before they ever get to the committee.
Who gets to decide whether the United States is at war? The answer is Congress.
I'm talking about if we're being
invaded.
invaded.
So when the president says we're at war, he has to
show we're actively at war,
and
not
really
a
what he needs to
colloquialism.
do is go to Congress
well, you
and decide whether the United States is at war
The
or
president,
not.
in my opinion.
No.
If we're being invaded, I
Actually,
want the commander-in-chief to know.
Scott, no. It's actually the Congress.
When you're asking if we're being invaded.
I'm asking.
You want to call Congress and see if we're being invaded?
I'm asking a basic constitutional
We'll be taken over
question.
before they ever get to the committee.
Who gets to decide whether the United States is at war? The answer is Congress.
I'm talking about if we're being
invaded.
invaded.
When the president
can't use
says
colloquialisms.
we're at war, he has to prove distinction between strikes and whether the United States is actually at war with an entity or a nation. And there is a distinction. Now,
to say, oh, we're generally at war.
The Houthis are not a country, and yet we're bombing them.
But
let's
be
not
clear
how it works
about this.
anymore.
Nobody
We're
is
being
saying
invaded
that Trump doesn't
every
have
day.
the ability
Trump
to
fixed
deport
it.
people. He has the ability to deport people, and he should, right? There was a lot of people coming in that should not be here. He has the right to do that. But he's trying to use this act to get around due process. And according
look, is it such a big problem to say you can do things, but you have to do them lawfully? There's a process.
We think this is lawful.
But it's not.
but the court just said it's
one
not.
judge, one stupid judge, and I want to see what the rest of them say.
You know it's stupid.
Why
You know
is
it's
that
not court?
stupid? Because
I guess
he
we have to
disagrees
remind
with the
everybody
assessment
here
of
that
Donald
Trump appointed this judge.
I don't care.
Okay?
Again, it
so this is
doesn't
a
matter.
Trump-appointed judge.
He's not infallible. Judges make stupid decisions all the time.
Well, okay, you know why that triggers me? That triggers me because I come from a place where a whole bunch of people, they're American citizens, but they're thrown away. They're thrown away because they might have committed crimes, because they got in trouble when they were young.
You should be the angriest that they care about the gang makers and not those people.
No, what I care about is that there is a system of laws that is supposed to protect the due process of those people.
Yeah.
And that has to matter more than what society thinks about whatever they
who
have
didn't
done.
get due process.
Hold on.
I don't know why the Democrats are not
have issued provisional orders on this issue of whether and how, but really specifically how.
But it's
the
how?
Trump
Constitutional question,
administration
though, because they
can
think
deport these people.
Because you all are debating the statutes and the judge's right to oversee a statute. What the Trump administration is arguing is that this is a foreign policy issue, and we have sole right under the Constitution to execute American foreign policy. So they actually see themselves as above this conversation about individual judges micromanaging.
And I think that's a novel
act does
interpretation. We got to go, but that's, I mean,
you've
Scott,
heard multiple officials
Scott,
say that.
I think you would acknowledge this is a novel interpretation of.
I would add proper as well.
Okay, novel interpretation of the use of this particular statute for
And the only
immigration.
purpose of this use of this statute is to get around due process. Everything else is the same,
I think
except
the
for this
purpose is to
statute, you
protect
don't
American
need due
citizens
process.
from the invasion.
And why do we want to get around that?